He explained the massive development undertaken by the Jammeh administration. Jibu Jang told the state broadcaster that if he was active in politics during the Second Republic, he would not have been in the opposition bench, for he believes Jammeh is on the right track and does need the support of all and sundry to help in meeting the country's development targets. Jibu Jang went further to commend Gambians for taking the right decision by re-electing Jammeh into office for the fourth time, which he says will only herald more development. Aissatou Badiane Sarr, GRTS.
The governments of the Republic of the Gambia and the Republic of Ecuador have in their bids to promote a spirit of mutual understanding and develop ties of friendship and cooperation between the respective peoples, agreed to establish diplomatic relations at non-resident ambassadorial level with effect from the first day of December 2011. A joint communique issued by the two countries and provided to GRTS by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad states that both governments are confident that the agreement reached in New York, United States of America, will contribute to the development of mutually beneficial trade, economic, cultural, and other ties between the two nations in the interest of peace and international cooperation, as well as the promotion of the principles of international law governing relations between nation states. High-profile guests that grace His Excellency the President, Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Jammeh's fourth swearing-in ceremony have been taking turns to felicitate the head of state. Former Nigerian President, retired General Olusegun Obasanjo, Guinea-Bissau's Prime Minister Carlos Gomez Jr. and the head of the Moroccan delegation have held separate meetings with Professor Jammeh. Abdunjai reports on those courtesy calls and the state banquet hosted in honor of local and visiting dignitaries.
Important emphasis in the relationship they share with the Gambia's leadership. Nigeria's former head of state, Olusegun Obasanjo, who still holds that influential role on the continent, said there is always feelings of reminiscence whenever he meets up with President Jammeh. To him, there is no comparison between politics in the Gambia then and now.
I'm a very close observer, let me put it that way, of politics in West Africa in general. But politics in this part of West Africa in particular. And as I've said to the President, and the President has taken time also to explain the current situation to me. As I have said to him, even if you compare what transpired 5 years ago, when before I left office, I was involved in that. The situation before the election, the stand of the opposition and all that. And when you compare that with today, there's obviously marked improvement. And I congratulated the President even on that.
There is every need for continuity, he said, noting political support for African leaders who continue to meet expectations and set standards is crucial for development.
Your Excellency, perhaps this is the last question. You must understand that this interview must be very special for us by virtue of your experience. But as somebody who have really shared that special relationship with our President, how will you describe President Jammeh as a person? I mean, in your own experience.
You know, it's, let me put it this way. Over the years, he has learned on the job, and he's becoming a guru now. When you listen to him, you feel more relaxed. That this, and I have been with him over this period, and I feel that hey, he's grown in the job. He's there. He's now becoming an expert of a kind now.
With regards to the militant group Boko Haram, which seems to threaten every aspect of Nigeria's security, the former president said all that is needed is time, but the problem will be resolved. The Kingdom of Morocco had also sent a special envoy to President Jammeh. Mohamed Ouzine, who is the kingdom's Minister of Youth and Sports, was also a special guest at the president's inauguration.
Excellency Mr. President, and I delivered to him a letter from His Majesty King Mohammed VI, King of Morocco, and where His Majesty reiterates his unshakable will to promote cooperation with a friendly and a brotherly country like Gambia, assuming the historical relations holding between the two countries. And of course, today we can rejoice on the excellency of those relations marked by mutual respect, understanding, as well as the convergence of our points of view concerning a number of regional and or international nature. And I think it was an opportunity where we reviewed the excellency of those relations.
To them, it is not just good enough to earn a visit during a national celebration in the Gambia without meeting the president in person. The Prime Minister of Guinea-Bissau, His Excellency Carlos Gomez Jr., did underscore during an interview with journalists the need for Gambian businesses to explore the potentials for investment in Bissau.
Trabalhou bem esses 3 anos de mandato.
I have been just visiting Gambia for the last 3 years, and I realized during this visit that President Jammeh is doing very well in terms of development.
É homem que gosta da Gâmbia e gosta sobretudo da África.
He's a man who likes his country and he likes Africa as well.
So, ontem na tomada de posse, todo o cenário que vimos, desde o tradicional até o oficial, vimos que ele gosta da África.
Really what we have seen yesterday during the inauguration is that we have seen the cultural aspect, and that shows that he likes Africa and he believes on what he is.
Por isso também viemos para desejar-lhe muita sorte para este 4º mandato, continue a desenvolver a Gâmbia e reforçar a cooperação com a Guiné-Bissau.
This is the reason why we are here, to witness and also to wish him success in his endeavors.
Some of these delegates were hosted to a state banquet by His Excellency the President at the Kuko Ocean earlier on Thursday. The dinner, also graced by the First Lady Her Excellency Madam Zainab Yahya Jammeh, was organized in honor of the President's inauguration. The night was punctuated by performances from a selection of artists and a final display of fireworks, adding color to the whole spectacle. Abinjai, GRTS.
The Prime Minister of Rwanda also called on the Gambian leader after attending the presidential inauguration. Shortly after his closed-door meeting with Professor Jammeh, Prime Minister Pierre Damien Habumuremyi told journalists discussions with Professor Jammeh revolve around the need to bolster relations between Kigali and Banjul.
It was very good, and we are very grateful for the hospitality. Started by the hospitality, we enjoyed the hospitality. People is kind here. The country is good. The country is good, and we are very grateful. And the ceremonies the ceremonies went very well, and we appreciate. And really, we like the Gambia people. The country is very good, the country is very nice, and we will submit to Rwanda people that Gambia is a nice country which we can share experiences, and we'll come again.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
The Rwandan Prime Minister there after a meeting with Professor Jammeh. Meanwhile, the Embassy of the Republic of China, Taiwan, has expressed appreciation for the Gambia government's decision to call for the island nation's participation in the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC. The correspondence sent through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, International Cooperation and Gambians Abroad states that the government did not only stop at writing to Ms. Christiana Figueres, Executive Secretary of the UNFCCC Secretariat, but went on to say that it also delegated Honorable Jethro Silla, Minister of Forestry and Environment, to make an eloquent speech at the 17th session of the Conference of the Parties COP17 of the UNFCCC, supporting Taiwan's righteous course. The government and the people of the Republic of China, Taiwan, convey their heartfelt gratitude and profound appreciation to the Gambia government for the support righteously rendered to Taiwan. It ends. Well, time now to take our first break. When we come back, we'll take a look at more stories.